is better than the one I come from. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. We're going to get this party started. Welcome in if you're watching on YouTube. Welcome in if you're watching on Instagrams. Welcome in if you're watching from space, the final frontier. Welcome in watching from Facebook, streaming live on two Facebook channels, streaming live on YouTube, streaming live on Twitch, which I got like 5 Twitch followers, and they're always in here. It's kind of funny. I don't see how people on Twitch, how like all these major streamers have like millions of people on Twitch. Maybe I just need to start playing video games or something. I know it's a video game platform, but it's just funny. Just funny how like some people don't even be on video games, but still make money from that platform. But it's all good. Instagram in the house. Instagram is kind of weird though. Instagram doesn't show me that people are in and out, so I have to almost open up multiple screens to see when people come in here. But it's all good. But welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome to the Rich Get Richard, a podcast slash TV show slash media platform that I started a few years back because I wanted to. I got tired of people asking me financial questions. I got tired of people asking me the same questions over and over again because one thing about money and one thing about finances is once you kind of become a little more savvy, a little more financially free than others, a lot of people will ask you, man, how'd you do it? I want to learn. And this process really started because I got tired of repeating myself. And I just started putting the stuff on social media. Or I'll answer questions that people ask me all the time on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or stuff like that. And that's how this whole process started. But I could never imagine that it's grown this big. Um, collect comically about 2 million followers, even though social media it goes up and it goes down, or I'll be posting on this one site and then the one site closes. I had a decent amount of following on some of these older platforms that don't even exist anymore. But who knows where these platforms go? 10 years from now, all the major platforms probably be gone and it'll be something else. So it's just funny how that works. But yeah, for those who don't know who I am, my name is Mr. Richard. It's not at all. I just go by my name is Richard, but I just go by because I would have called myself my full name. My full name is kind of harder to pronounce, and it's easier for you to just say Mr. Richard. So and I always when I talk to people, I always call them Mr. or Mrs. So I like to be called Mr. or Mrs. So it's kind of the same thing. Um, but yeah, I've been in this entrepreneur space ever since like 2007, 2008, and I've just been learning every day since. So a lot of the techniques, a lot of the things that I do and learned, I'm almost teaching you guys. So you're almost getting rid of that learning curve. And then I see so many people out here who are teaching money management or finances or grants or funding or real estate or businesses, and they don't have a damn clue. A lot of people aren't that good at this stuff. However, they are all the people that's up front. They are all the people that's making all the noise. They are all the people that you see on a daily basis um, in these spaces. And I feel you guys deserve better. You have to. I feel like y'all need to learn from a person who is like help first, not handout first. You know what I mean? A lot of people will say, "Oh, I'll help you. You got to do this for me, though." And I try not to be like that. I'm just a regular guy, and if I came to somebody and somebody comes to me and asks a question, and I went to someone and asked them a question, just we exchange, right? I meet a lot of celebrities. I'll ask them a question, they ask me a question. I meet Joe Smos off the street. They ask me a question, I ask them a question because I'm curious to see all levels of all finances. I don't give a damn if you're a multimillionaire, damn near a billionaire, and I don't give a damn if you working check to check and still can't make ends meet. I'm not that type of person. And a lot of these people are, what can you do for me first? I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to engage with you. I'm not going to reach out to you. Now, I don't even want to waste my time with you. They don't go live. They rarely talk to people, and it shouldn't be like that. So I feel that y'all deserve better. And that's why we're here. But I can go in more details about that. But, we're going to go ahead and knock out some of these questions because I can just sit here and rant all day. I don't want to do that. Someone asked, can you help with business grants? Yes, I can. I have a couple of business grant people that I associate with on a regular basis. And one, we can help you write them. And two, we can tell you where to submit them. And then three, we can give you a list every month on the proper places to go to submit. There's one actually this month for somebody. It was a $1 million grant, and they're giving away $5,000 per person that they feel necessary. So let's do some simple math, people. $1 million grant, $5,000 a person, 100,000 people, or 100,000. That's 20 people. So 20 times 10, that's 200 people. 200 people are going to win this grant. So why not you? Why not you? So that's why I always tell people, yo, if you have the opportunities to submit for grants, but you don't know what you don't know. So you have to start engaging and start learning where these grants are, and you got to start learning what to say on the grants, and you got to know where all to do this at, because a lot of times, you're not going to submit 1 grant a year and be like, man, I didn't get nothing. That sucks. It doesn't work like that, right? If you're going to submit for grants, you should be submitting 20 grants a month, but it's free money. If it's free money out there, multiple people are going to be applying for it, and you don't know what you don't know, you know? Yo, got somebody from Twitch in the house. What's happening? I see you. I was just talking about you. But if you are watching, I don't know where you're watching from. I got multiple screens up. Ask a question, right? Is everything finances? I don't know if you want to talk about credit. I don't know if you want to talk about funding, grants. I don't care if you want to talk about starting a Turo business or ATM business or vending machine business. I mean, there's more than one way to make money out here, but you should ultimately be thinking about how I can make money while not doing any work. That's your main goal, and that is your main objective. The most amount of money with the least amount of work. And it's not, and I try not to look at it from like a lazy perspective. Oh man, you're not doing anything. No, 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 no. Right? It's not about not doing anything. It's not, don't look at it like that. Look at it as your time is more valuable than that. And you have to allocate your money and you have to allocate your time to buy stuff that makes you money while you're not doing anything. Because that's the only way you're truly going to grow. You can buy some ATMs, you can buy some um, vending machines, you can buy some rental cars, but you have to be there to probably deal with those cars. You got to be there to deal with that vending machines. You got to be there and deal with the ATMs if something goes wrong. You have to start thinking outside the box. You got to start thinking of, how can I make money and not be here? That's the goal, right? I want you to think of a random restaurant. Think of all right, everybody get a fast food restaurant in their head. All right. You got one? Random fast food restaurant. If you want, yeah, go ahead and name it if you want to. Put it down in the comment. Name a random fast food restaurant. McDonald's, Subway, Chick-fil-A, Chipotle. I love Chipotle. Dunkin' Donuts, Piggly Wiggly. Man, that ain't no damn fast food restaurant. Someone says Wendy's. I got Wendy's is a good one. Wendy's is actually a good one. I gotta look it up though. Wendy's is actually a good one. So someone said Riley's, Chick-fil-A, whatever. Okay. Someone said Wendy's. So Wendy's is actually really good. There was an NBA player named Junior Bridgman. Now, Junior Bridgman played basketball in the 70s and the 80s. I think he was played in the 80s or something like that. He took his $10 million that he made in the NBA, and all he did was buy Wendy's restaurants. Okay? And then he took the profits from one Wendy's to buy another Wendy's, and buy another Wendy's, and then another Wendy's, and then another Wendy's. Um, at his peak, he owned close to 500 Wendy's. His net worth was somewhere in the range of $900 million. $900 million, that's LeBron James money. That's Magic Johnson money. That's Shaquille O'Neal money. Shaquille O'Neal don't even have that. That's Kobe Bryant money. That's Michael Jordan money. You know what I mean? I want you to think about it like that. There's a guy who only made 10 million bucks in the NBA, took that, flipped it, and flipped it to $80 million or $900 million. 450 Wendy's. Now, if you made $1 million at your job, okay? Is this a recording? Maybe. No. From YouTube. There's a guy who made $2 million at his job, and he flipped it to 900 million and 450 Wendy's. Now, if you made $1 million a year at your job, how many jobs could you have? One, maybe two. If you made $1 million a year at a Wendy's, how many Wendy's could you own? I don't know, 450. I mean, you can own multiple processes that makes you millions of dollars. You only can work one, two, maybe three jobs. You have to get out of the job mentality. A lot of people will say stuff like, man, NBA money is good money. No, NBA money is a job. NBA players go broke all the time. NFL players go broke all the time. Baseball players go broke all the time. It's a job. You don't make money while you're not there. If you're not swinging the bat, shooting the hoop, or running the touchdown, you don't make money. You got to own processes that make money while you're sleeping. I don't give a damn if you make $1 million a year or $10,000 a year. All the process is the same, people. It's all the same. You take the money you work, you buy processes that make money. And once that money makes money, then you can ultimately, essentially, almost never be broke again. You know? Yeah, the guy that played for the Bucks. Yeah, he averaged 10 points a game. And a lot of people think that like the NBA, the NFL, and all that kind of stuff is the end goal. No, man. That's almost like saying a job is the end goal. The job is not the end goal. The job is ownership. The job, the goal is Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. The job, the goal is to own the process, not to work in the process, right? Regardless of how much money you're making, you know. Just something to think about, people. Just something to think about. Someone said, I want to get into a building with occupied space, beauty industry workers, fingers crossed. Yeah, you can do that. It's almost like a salon suites, which I just helped the person build one like a month ago. I told them to buy one that exists, but a lot of them just overpriced. So just did a build out. And then another thing that you can start getting into also is I didn't mean to invite you up, sorry. Another thing you can get into also is cohabiting living spaces. That's going to be big. Mark my words. I don't know what the date is, but I'm telling you, buying houses and having like a common living area and then everybody in their room, almost think of like a college dorm, but for a house. You turn every room in the house into a room. So like the living room and the living room and the kitchen is their own thing. It's like a common area. The dining room, the office, all the bedrooms, they all have their own. So you share a bathroom with one person. So yeah, so it's like a group home, but for everybody. Because or even the ideal of building. Don't think of like a duplex. Think of like a home that has two people in it, not a duplex. So a house with two people in it, like a house have one of somebody upstairs and then someone downstairs, but it all has its own kitchen and it has its own everything. It's not a duplex though. It's like co-living space. You just have your own space, or you share a kitchen. Um, and you have your own fridge, but you share a kitchen, and you just live upstairs. Your bathroom, your bedrooms and stuff upstairs, and you have a common living area. That's going to be a big thing too, because the cost of living is going up so much. People won't even be able to buy homes. So what they're gonna have to do is people gonna have to pool their money together to buy a home, and then they're just gonna split a home, but not like a duplex. There's no wall. Mark my words. When it happens, like I said before, I'm a futurist, man. When it comes to this money thing, I just see where trends are going. If people can't afford to live somewhere, either they're going to do one or two things. Either they're going to rent an apartment, or they're going to rent an apartment, right? But apartments are getting too expensive, so they're going to start living together. And what's the best way to save money while living together? Have a co-living space. If you have a co-living space, you can live together and pay a quarter of the rent, right? And then once you think about it as an investment standpoint, think about it like this. Let's say if you bought a 4 bedroom home, okay? Let's say the 4 bedroom home is $400,000. Your mortgage on that is $2,000 a month, okay? Let's say a 1 bedroom downtown in your city is $1,000, okay? And or $1,500 or something like that. Which where I'm at, 1 bedroom downtown is about $1,600. So let's say you go and take this 4 bedroom, you take the dining room, you put up a wall, you put a room in there, and with a closet. Because the only thing you need to be technically to consider a room is a two forms of egress, which is a door and a window, two forms of egress and a closet. That's all you need to be considered a room, right? And that's just for selling purposes or listing purposes. 4 walls with no closet, you can technically sleep someone there. You don't supposed to, but you know it is what it is. As long as they got 2 forms of egress for an emergency, it is what it is. So now you take the office, you convert that to a bedroom. You take the dining room, you convert that to a bedroom, and then um, all the other rooms. Let's say there was a common living space. You just keep all that stuff the same. Now you have 6 bedrooms now. Let's say instead of someone paying $1,500 for a 1 bedroom, they live with you or live in this house. It's 6 bedrooms. You charge them $800. 800 times 6 people is $4,800, right? Your mortgage, remember I said you bought the house for $400,000. Your mortgage is only $2,000. So $4,800 minus your $2,000 mortgage, you're making $2,800 a month. That's $30,000 a year. Now, if you had a property that made you $30,000 a year, how many of these properties would you need to have to not work? 3? And stop me when I'm lying. If you got you got $2,800 a month from a property profit, you bought 2 of them. That's $5,200. You bought 3 of them. What, $8,000? That's $96,000 a year. You telling me you can't live off $96,000 a year? And now your objective is just to keep buying more of these properties and making them co-livable spaces. And then you will have a problem that will never go anywhere. Cool. And it sells itself. You don't have to sell somebody on paying half in rent. Hey man, I got a room for rent. Okay, well, how much it costs? Well, a downtown studio is $1,600. You can live here for $800. Deal, sign me up. Cool. It's a co-living space. Here's your living room. Here's your kitchen. You got a mini fridge in your room. Here's a main refrigerator for all the bigger stuff, but your little fridge in your room is for your milk and stuff like that, the bigger stuff, right? And if you want to get a little mini fridge or something, or a little mini refrigerator or fridge, a freezer, that's on you. And you do that. And then you say, hey, it's $800 plus $50 for utilities and internet. And do that. And that's part of the game, man. Like I said before, I'm a futurist. I see things and trends when it comes to money. Now you can either copy. Now you can do with this information as you want. You can hop on it, start making you some extra money, or you can just not do shit. I don't care. That's on you. Do what you want to do. And then you say, man, that's stupid. They ain't gonna make no money. Mark my words. 5-10 years from now, everybody's gonna be doing it. You're like, fuck. Somebody was talking about this. Yeah, it was me. But I already got mine. I don't need it. But you can do it. Someone said, I just got my first apartment. Any advice on buying my first home? You just got your first apartment. Well, yeah, you got to save up a down payment. I don't know where you live either. I don't know where you live. So it really depends. If you want to buy your first home, it depends on where you live. You can get into it's called an FHA home. They got multiple programs for first-time home buyers. First-time home buyer program, FHA, you do 3.5% down. You can do a rural loans. That's 0% down. You can do I don't know. I can't think about that. There's multiple programs out there to help people buy their first home. But and then if you are in an area that's considered more expensive, you might want to move out some if that's your goal, or even getting into like a condo or something, or even getting into like a duplex. not duplex, a townhouse or something. But it's kind of crazy. If you're not in California, you can own a home. California is even pushing it. California is even pushing it. You can still find good homes if you look enough in California, but you got to have your down payment and stuff ready. So if you say even in New York, there's one guy that always says, "Yo, find me a house in New York. Find a house in New York." And I was like, "All right, cool. Here's one. Oh, what about this area? Oh, what this? Oh, well, see that. See, right? You can keep making excuses all you want, people. They are houses in every major city damn near in America. You just got to know you're looking. Miami's a little expensive, but you can go on the skirts. New York is expensive, but you can go on the skirts. And then I'm not even talking like straight outside of New York. I mean, I'm finding 150, $200,000 houses in Brooklyn. Someone said, "Yo, man, you can't buy no house for no $200,000 in Brooklyn." Oh, cool. What's this? What about this one? Well, see, what website is that? What? How'd you find that? Some people just look at the cup half empty. Some people look at the cup half full. Man, I'm just if I am devoted and dedicated towards something, I'm going to find a way. And if you don't, if you can't find a property in your area, okay, then you don't have a real estate problem. You have a income property, an income problem. Let's start making more money. Let's start buying businesses. Let's start buying real estate out of state. Let's start buying Section 8s. Let's start doing some wholesale deals. Let's start doing some bird dogging. Let's start doing syndication. Let's start doing some lease options. Let's start doing all this kind of stuff. And now when you're making an extra 10, 15, $20,000 a month doing this stuff, then, do you really have a real estate problem now? If I gave you an extra $10,000 a month, someone said, "I can't find a house where I live because the cost of living is too high." Boom. Here you go. Let's say I work with you directly for the next 6 to 8 months, and I get you to $10,000 a month. You're making whatever you make now, plus an extra $10,000 a month. Now, is the cost of living too high for an extra $10,000 a month? I'll wait. No, it's not. You don't have a cost of living problem. You have an income problem. If that's the case, which 99% of the time when people say, "I can't afford a house where I live," they're just looking at the wrong places. They're looking for homes that are above their means versus looking for homes that they don't necessarily want to be in. I mean, about as simple as it gets. I mean, that's like you telling me there's no good cars out there for under $5,000. Shit, I could find you a car that'll work for the next 2 years for $1,000. My son's first car was $600. Now, this was like a couple years back, maybe about 3 years back. $600. That thing ran for 3 years. Only thing we did to it, tires and an alternator. And new headlights, because I think he hit something and it messed up his headlight. So we had to get headlights off eBay. So let's think about it. 4 tires. It was a Honda Accord, 1997 Honda Accord, $600. We put about $300 worth of tires, $100 alternator, and $100 eBay headlights. We're all in $1,100. Now, if you told me you can't find a good car for under $1,000, I'll say bullshit because I found them. When people say the cost of living is high, you're living beyond your means, people. That's just my personal opinion, though, right? Now, you say cost of living is high, cool. What are you paying for every month? You got Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus. Let me guess, YouTube TV, Paramount. How much you spend in Amazon last month? How much was your car payment last month? I just told you my boy bought a car for $700, $600. He put he's all in $1,100. So how much was your car payment last month? Your car payment is probably what he paid a month. Your car payment is what he bought his car for. It's just funny how people say they have an issue or a problem, but they really don't have a problem. They just have a spending problem. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? What do I know? Bum, 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 bum. They not like us. They not like us. What the freak? I gotta do a little work. Give me a sec. I'm looking good today. I'm looking good in every way. I don't stop the beat. You don't move with mess with me. Mr. Money Man, to win my love. Your sweetness that I'm thinking of. You don't hang in the buffalo stance. All right, cool. Enough about that. Did I miss the live? I don't know. Did you? You're here. You're in it. Welcome. But I go live to try to give people motivation and give encouragement. Hopefully you get some value from this. Hope you learn something. And if a lot of people talk about wanting to move forward, if you want to learn how, this is just the basic stuff that I'm talking about now. Cutting expenses, living below your means, not having a $500 to $1,000 car payment every month, not having a crap ton of subscriptions, not eating out all the time. That's the basics. Once you get over the basics, then you start getting into the real stuff. The business funding, the business credit, getting your credit score at a decent amount, getting LLCs, getting S corp, C corps, getting business funding, getting your business structure proper, then getting into leveraging your credit, getting into business acquisitions or business dispositions, then getting into buying multiple pieces of real estate. That's the big boys and big girl stuff, right? But a lot of times, even getting into trusts and stuff like that. If you want to get into that stuff, if this sounds like something you're interested in, I have a free webinar coming up. Link in the bio. It's called Be Your Own Boss. Sign up. Come to the free class. And see if you want to get started. See if you want to learn more about how these processes work. Because especially if you already got the basics down, there's a lot of people that are comfortable in their lives. They're doing okay, but they want to do better. And then there's some people that just ain't doing comfortable. They're living check to check. They have no clue how stuff works. They have no clue how finances work. They don't have no clue how the business structure or LLCs or funding or owning a business or even buying real estate or even investing. They don't have no investments, no mutual funds, no stocks, no bonds. And you'd be surprised at how many of the people that I come across on a daily basis. And I'll meet people that say, oh man, I got my shit together, man. And then I talked to him for 5 minutes, and I'm just like, brother, you ain't even close. You're not even in the ballpark. You need to learn better. You need to do this. You need to be doing this, right? And then what I'll do is a lot of time when I meet people, I'll just jot down everything. As soon as I say, yo, tell me about yourself, right? Because you can talk about yourself for an hour. Talk to me about your life. Talk to me about your finances. Talk about you have a car payment, you have a house, you have kids, you pay child support, you on disability, you get any child support payments, you got any tax liens, you got tax deeds, you got a any of that shit, just anything, right? Just talk. And as soon as people start saying stuff, I'm just like, yep, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, yep, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And all I'm doing is listening. And I was like, okay, cool. Why aren't you doing this? Well, I don't know. I didn't know if it was a good idea. Yeah. What about this? I'm not sure. And you'd be surprised once you kind of break down your story to a person who has like only intentions of getting you to the next level, and you're talking to them from a non-biased perspective. It opens your eyes to what you're really doing right and wrong in life, right? Because I don't care. I've already got mine, right? I don't care, right? I don't have to impress you. I mean, you don't have to impress me. I don't have to impress you. You're not going to say anything to offend me. You're not going to say anything that I don't or don't want to hear. I don't care. The numbers don't lie, people. If you ain't got your numbers in order, I don't care, right? You can have two nickels making $50 a month, or you can have multi-millions coming in, all right? And I've seen all levels of wealth. And hell, I've seen people make $3 million a year broke as fuck. And I've seen people who make 5K a month have a shit ton of money. It don't make no difference to me, right? Don't make a difference. But my objective is to get you to the next goal on all levels. And if you've never been taught right or wrong about money, you're in the right place, because everybody needs checks and balances. Everybody needs to be told or taught something. Hell, I even still learn. You have to be taught how this stuff really works, people. You gotta be taught how this stuff works. How this stuff works. But I appreciate y'all being here. Let me see what questions y'all got. What questions do y'all have for your boy? Yeah, I try to go live a decent amount of times, because what I do, I almost it's easier for me to talk in a group setting too on a live versus talking in a individual setting, right? I could talk like this all day long. You have a question, or people ask me questions in like this setting, I talk all day. But when people talk to me like on a text or individual stuff, that's just it throws me off. So that's why I try to go live, because I don't like answering shit ton of DMs, because you'd be surprised how many messages I get a day. My messages kind of slowed down a little bit. It used to be a lot. I used to get about 200 a day. Now it's closer to about 50 to 100, which is kind of good. But I mean, uh, a lot of times I just navigate them towards the class coming up. And so class comes up Wednesday, 9 p.m. EST. Link in the bio. It's called Be Your Own Boss. Go there, and it's easier for me to talk there and kind of guide you on how some of these processes work. Do you have to be clear of debt to get a business? No. Hell no. Can you use the money from business to clear your debt? Uh, yeah and no. I think you're asking it weird. I don't know what debt means. I mean, a car payment, credit cards, a house payment, personal loans, payday loans. I don't know what debt means. But yes, um, generally, whenever you're trying to buy a business or get funding for a business, they want your credit score to be over 680. So if you have a credit score over 680, generally you don't have that much debt anyways. So your credit utilization is probably going to be about 30% anyways to even have. I've seen some credit utilizations over 30% that still had a 680, but that's rare, right? But you're going to get your debt to income ratio, not debt to income ratio. Debt to income ratio is for a house or a car. Actually, it's more so for a house. Credit utilization is for businesses or other credit cards. So what's happening? I see you. So your credit utilization, get that below 30. If you don't have any negative inquiries or negative derogatory marks on your credit, late repos, late payments, all that kind of crap like that. Cards and student loan, yeah, student loan debt is almost like it don't even count. And then credit cards, if they're below 30%, yeah, you should be fine. And then whenever you do buy a business, the income from the business, you can pay yourself a fee. You can pay yourself as an employee in the business, or you can just take a salary, or you can just wait for everybody else to smoke the clear and then pay yourself. You're gonna pay a lot of taxes, but once you pay yourself, then you can pay off the debt if you know what you're doing. If that makes sense. Sir or ma'am, I can't see your profile pic. But yeah, student loans don't count. I don't even factor in student loans in anything. It's so much trash. Someone said, "Oh, somebody in the house. I see you, sir. Can't buy a business for my situation with 24K in credit cards and owe the IRS. The IRS has nothing to do with it. You owe the IRS doesn't make a difference. And the $24,000 of credit card debt. If you have $24,000 worth of credit card debt and your credit card limits is 24,000, yes, that's an issue. If you have $24,000 worth of credit cards and you have $100,000 worth of credit, then you're at 24% credit utilization, which meets the parameter of a business loan or SBA loan. And then the IRS debt don't even factor in. Only time your IRS debt is factored in is whenever you do your taxes. They don't, unless they've already like issued you like a garnished wages court summon or something like that. All they're going to do is take your taxes for until your debt's paid off. That's all that is. But if I was you, I would get into owning a business because you have more tax benefits owning a business than you do as an individual. Then you can start writing off stuff in your business and you can get more tax deductions, which will make your taxes better. And then that money would come in and you can pay off that tax debt faster. And I don't know who's dealing with your taxes or how you owe the IRS $20,000, which doesn't even make any sense, right? Whoever did your taxes don't know what they're doing. Most people do their taxes themselves, thinking they're smarter than the government, which they're not. They're going to catch you. That's why you hire professionals like me and my team to do your taxes, to find you all the tax benefits we can. And then what's crazy is I've known people to owe the IRS. This is what's crazy. Um, two examples of what happened. These are some of the cases that come across the desk at my tax business. Someone said I was an Uber driver. I did it myself. You owe $20,000 in taxes. You don't have to tell me that you did it yourself. I know you did it yourself. I mean, I can tell. I mean, shit. I mean, that's like saying, yeah, my car exploded in my garage. Well, you must have did something wrong because cars don't explode in someone's garage for no reason. It's You don't have to tell me you did it yourself. I can tell you did it yourself. And you probably made too much money. You probably made too much money in your Uber and you wasn't setting any money aside. That's almost not even a hard issue to deal with. It if you if you if you was working Uber, if you didn't have an LLC, if you had an LLC, you could have probably had more tax deductions than you think. You probably don't even owe $20,000 worth of taxes. You probably just need a tax professional to do what's called a 1040X. Do a 1040X and amend your last year's taxes to see if they can find you tax deductions, which I do for people all the time. Like, sir or ma'am, yeah, amend it. 1040X. I didn't even read your comment. I already know what you was talking about. Sir or ma'am, I don't know who you are. I see you in the comments a lot. You need to click the link in the bio, join the free class, and really decide on moving forward with me and my team. Because if you don't, like, you have a $20,000 bill, right? And let's just say, for example, my tax team or the tax business, whatever, can get your taxable bill that you owe $20,000 to. Say if we can get it down to $8,000, we saved you $12,000. That in itself, that's free. Anybody who works with me, get that for free. You just join. Hey man, I need to do an amendment on my taxes. Here you go. The amendment form is like $200 or whatever. If we find you more money, you gotta submit your stuff yourself. But it's like $100 or $200. I think it's like $150 or something. Would you pay $150 to save $12,000, $13,000, $14,000, $15,000 on your taxes? We did a guy like 2 months ago, and he did an amendment. We found him $13,000. You know how sometimes, I hate the term no-brainers, but you're in a no-brainer situation. But hey, I don't force people to do it. I don't care. I hate forcing people to do anything they don't want to do. I just present the information. If you're interested, come through. If you don't, I don't care. I was rich before this, and I'll be rich tomorrow. Don't care, right? I already got mine, right? I talk about the services I offer from a non-biased perspective. A lot of people talk about their stuff like it walks on water. They talk about their stuff like it's the Holy Grail. People talk about their stuff like you'd be dumb to miss out on this. That's one thing about me, man. I don't care. You want to move forward? Let's move forward. If not, it's your world. You owe 20 grand worth of taxes. I don't care. that's on you. I don't know why you would not want to. Some stuff just sells itself. Gas sells itself. Do you need commercials for gas? No. Gas sells itself. Yo, man, I saw this commercial for Chevron. Man, I'm gonna really get some Chevron gas. No, you don't need to sell gas. Gas sells itself. Gas will sell itself. Or even like McDonald's. You don't need a McDonald's commercial. McDonald's sells itself. There's nothing to sell. You want a burger? Go to the drive-thru. If you don't want a burger, don't come. That's what it gets, man. It's all good, right? I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but it's just like I hate coming off salesy, but $20,000 worth of damn someone doing their taxes themselves. But and I don't want you to sign up and then I can't help you, and then I'll be pissed, and then you'll be pissed too. But I know you did your taxes yourself because you got $20,000 worth of bill. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. What else talking about? Taxes. Sign up. I'm trying to get back to some of these older questions. Oh yeah, someone said they owe 20K worth of debt. Yeah, you can do an amendment on that. 1040X. See if they can find you more amendments or more tax deductions, and then go from there. And how do you owe? You made $75,000 and you owe $20,000 worth of taxes. That don't even make any sense. You're literally in a 27% tax bracket. Nah, player, that's way too high. 27% tax bracket. Oh no. Hell, just in gas, you should make your taxable income lower. I don't know if you're single or married either. But who knows? I don't know. It's all good. It's all good. Buy yourself a Chef Corp. Oh, let me help you out there. Okay, so I'm gonna break down Chef Corps and Shell Corps because a lot of people don't even know the difference. And or um, let's talk about some benefits of a Chef Corp or a Shell Corp. Okay. So a lot of people don't even know the difference between a Chef Corp and a Shell Corp. A Shell Corp is where you try to hide money and hide things. Think of like a shell. You're hiding stuff under a shell. A Chef Corp is a corporation that has business age. You set it on a shelf and you come back and you buy it because you want to buy it for business age. Whenever it comes to business funding and business lines of credit, financial institutions have kind of stepped away from looking at a business's age as a determined factor for a loan. They're starting to gravitate towards PGing most accounts. So, for example, if I'll give you two examples, there's two guys walking to a bank. One guy has a Chef Corp. Let's say the corporation is 30 years old. Wow, they've been in business for 30 years. Wow, that's great. The guy who wants to borrow money, him or her has a 500 credit score, no money in the account, no money at that bank. Okay. The next guy walks into the bank. He has a corporation that he started Monday and it's Friday. 5-day old company. He has a credit score of 800 and he has a business checking account with you with $100 in it, a business savings account with you, $100 in it, and a personal checking account with you with $100 in it, and a credit card with that bank that's $2,000, but it's $0. Who do you think they're going to loan the money to? And both of these guys need money. Bing, 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 bing. A guy with a 30-year-old business with shitty ass credit and no money? Or a guy with a business that's been a week old, that pays his bills on time, and has multiple products with that bank or that financial institution? I'll wait. I will wait. Actually, I won't wait. We know the answer. A old Chef Corp or a aged business is irrelevant in today's society. It is irrelevant. How you doing? Age companies don't make a difference nowadays. No one cares about that. Most business or most financial institutions don't give a shit how old your business is. All they care about is when I give you money, are you going to pay me back? One. Second thing, how many products do you have with my financial institution? Two. That's it. Third, I'll give you that too. Establishing rapport and seeing what services they can help you with. That's it. That's all they care about. A lot of people try to reinvent the wheel. The Age Corp system, that shit was cool in like 2009, 2016 to 2000 to 2020 ish. That shit's dead. Black folks killed it because people, because majority of the African American community statistically has the worst credit amongst the whole demographic in the United States of America. So how do they get away with that? They just go out and buy an age corporation. Oh man, this corporation is, or this LLC or company or whatever the hell you want to buy. Oh, it's 15 years old. My shitty credit can be overwaived because I have a 10-year-old company. And then they get business credit or business capital. And the same thing they was doing with their credit, and they fucked it up. And now everybody else has got to pay for it. So now they don't loan money out like that anymore. They're loaning money to people who have good credit and a lot of products with that bank because they know that they are a good customer and they know they have multiple products through them. They know that they're going to continue to do business with them. Because contrary to y'all belief, the banks have quotas. Their objective is to open up more accounts. All right. If you ever get bored, just Google the Wachovia product scandal. Their objective was to sign you up for a whole bunch of crap that you didn't need. You go in there wanting a checking account, they'll get you a checking account, they'll get you a savings account, they'll give you a business account, they'll give you a money market account, they'll give you a personal credit card, they give you a business credit card. Then they're getting 5-6 products off of one person. They actually got sued for that. They're actually in a class action lawsuit now for that because their objective is to get products. Because the more products they have, the better they look to the government and to the big financial institutions. Like they're growing and they get more funding to expand their branches. That's how banks make money, people. More branches, more services, more loans, interest, credit cards. They're just a business. They're not your friends. They're not your homeboys. They're not coming to your wedding. They're not going to come to your bar mitzvah. They're not going to be at your bridal shower. They don't give a fuck about that. They don't give a fuck about you. It is a business, people. Look at it as a business, right? What are you getting out this transaction? What are they getting out the transaction? If they're going to loan you money and you're not going to pay it back, they're not in business. They're not in the business of loaning money to people who don't pay their fucking bills, right? Think about it like this. If I gave you, would you loan yourself $10,000 based upon your credit? Would you loan yourself $10,000? If the answer is no, why would a bank do it? You got to be enticing to the masses, right? And then a lot of people say, man, fuck Bank of America. They ain't giving out no money. Screw Wells Fargo. They suck. No, you suck. I don't have that issue. I go into the bank, I'm walking out with 20, 30 bands. You walk in the bank, you walk out the bank, and you walk around with rabbit ears. It's not the banks. It's you. Fix you. I walk into a bank with my LLC or S Corp or C Corp and my credit score. Open up a business checking account, put a firewall in it. I go right to their business manager and I get a loan or I get a business line of credit or a business credit card for $30,000 to $40,000, $50,000. Same day. This stuff's not hard, people. You just got to know what you're doing. And that's how I accumulated millions of dollars worth of funding. Millions of dollars of funding. Millions. It is what it is, man. I don't say it to brag. I'm just saying that y'all try to reinvent the wheel, people. Don't reinvent the wheel. The process has already been perfected by people like me. And then I take that lines of credit and I go buy shit that make money. And when that stuff makes me money, I pay the line of credit back. But when the line of credit is paid back, I still make money. Right? people. But if this is a process that you want to learn more about, I got a class called Be Your Own Boss. Links in the bio. It's Wednesday at 9 p.m. EST. And that's pretty much how debt servicing works in a nutshell. And a lot of people, think that it's like trade lines and net 30s and net 60s, net 90s and Chef Corps and Dun and Bradstreet. Dude, all that's just trash. Trash, trash, trash. Decent credit, LLC. It gets you 99% of any damn loan out there. If you have a 700 credit score, you can raise $100,000 worth of capital by the end of this week or in a week's time. I've gotten an individual business funding with a 3-week-old LLC. 3-week-old LLC. Let's say, for example, an individual started an LLC on the 3rd of the month. By the 24th of that same month, he was getting business funding. The age is irrelevant. You don't need this huge ass corporation that's making millions and millions of dollars, people. You don't need it. A lot of these loans and a lot of this business credit is not even they're not even looking at your personal income, nor are they looking at your personal taxes. They do not care. All they're looking at is, can you pay me my money back? Because the banks have quotas to make, and they will loan you the money just to make their quotas. Just part of the game, people. Now, pay that bill on time or they coming for you. Put that on the beat. Dun, 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 dun. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. Mm-mm-mm-mm. They not like us. They not like us. Mm-mm-mm-mm. What time is it? I got some stuff to do. What do you think of interest-only mortgages? So you got two types of interest-only. You got two types of interest-only mortgages. You have hard money loans, and then you have reverse mortgages. I'm not a reverse mortgage type person, but a hard money loan can be good if you know what you're doing. Shit, some hard money loans are actually cheaper than mortgages if you know what you're doing. But you got to refinance out of them 12 months. They're like short term. It's like short term money. You can't get rich or get ahead on a interest only mortgage. You're just paying interest. You don't pay down the principal with interest only. So you got to get into something more long term. What do I think about HELOCs? HELOCs are good. I'm really not big on refinancing unless you do portfolio loans. Like if you have a portfolio, you have like 10, 15 houses, you can do what's called a portfolio loan. That means you can just get refinanced at 80% of the whole loan package. You do multiple appraisals, and then they give you one big loan, one big check, and you make one big mortgage. That's the only time you should be refinancing. Anything other than that is kind of trash. Interest rates are too high. They charge you 10 damn grand to damn do it refinance. You just do a HELOC, pay a simple fee, and then you can use it anytime you want to. And you only draw interest whenever you using it. I like HELOCs way better than refinancing. That's just my personal opinion. I gotta say that's my personal opinion on a lot of stuff because technically I'm not a financial advisor. I just do math. I mean not do math. I just do the money thing, man. I've looked at and read in details a lot of this shit that people don't care about, and I enjoy it. So that's why we're here. Put that on the beat. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. But it's all good. One couple more questions, and I gotta bounce. I got stuff to do. No problem. Mm-mm-mm-mm. What's a good business selling, but ain't a state sale? What is a good business selling, but it's not an estate sale, asset sale? Okay. Should I pay off my mortgage at 2.5%? No. Hell no. Actually, I'm gonna get to both of y'all questions and then I'm gonna wrap it up. So, should you pay off your mortgage at 2.5%? No. Paying off your house. I made a video about this. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Paying off your house early, you actually, in theory, lose money. Let's say if you pay off your house early, and let's say your mortgage is $1,000, and you start paying $1,500 a month, so you pay an extra $500 a month towards your house. You'll pay your house off, let's say, 8 years earlier versus 30 years. You're at like 22 years, and then the 22 years, 22 to 30, you're saving $800 a month for 8 years. If you took the extra principal instead of paying off your house earlier and invested into the stock market, average stock market returns 10.1% interest since the Great Depression, you would have damn near twice the amount of money that your house would be worth. And what's crazy about having a paid off house doesn't do anything. Hey, I got a paid off cup. I got a paid off hat. I have a paid off microphone. Like, this doesn't make me money. Let's say if this was worth $1 million. Does this make you money? Hey, it make you money every month? No. You buy some stocks. Let's say you have $1 million worth of stock. You get interest on the stock. Let's say if it makes you 10% interest a year, that's $100,000 a year of income. That makes you money. You want a paid off house or you want money for the rest of your life? I don't give a shit. It's your world. It just don't make sense to me. And someone said, okay, so you have when you have a business, you have asset sales and you have business. A business. An asset sale is like buying a gym, but you're just buying the equipment. You don't want to buy a gym just with the equipment in it. I want the systems. I want the employees. I want the staff. I want the memberships. I want the weights. I want the lease. I want it all, right? Assets don't make you money. The business makes you money, right? I want the income. So asset sales suck. Don't do asset sales unless you just want the assets. Oh, you know your watches, huh? I don't even wear this a lot. I don't like it at all. I bought it a long time ago, but we got a fellow watcher, huh? Boom, 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 boom. I didn't know that. How did you see that? That's crazy. But how time has come and how time has elapsed. But if you have any more questions, like I said before, I have a free class. Come to the free class Wednesday. It's this Wednesday, 9 p.m. EST, right? So 8, 7, 6, depending on if you're East Coast, 6 o'clock. Come to the class and see if you can learn more about the process, right? A lot of this stuff I give y'all is just like the basic stuff, but when we start getting into the big boy stuff, that's the type of stuff I like. But I probably need to start teaching some a little more of this, the basic stuff, because people need that type of stuff. And I try to, I like educating. That's what we're here for. All right, but appreciate y'all being here. Stay tuned. Make sure you turn on your notifications, your live notifications, and come in here, ask the questions, and then we can kind of get some stuff going. Appreciate y'all being here, and later, dudes.